is preparing to live stream the meeting.
All right. Hello, everybody. Brittany Cano here, and I'm here with my great friend Lisa Duke. Super
Oh,
excited that she is going to be teaching during the Reset and Recharge Retreat, which is this September on Lake Atitlan. Hi, Lisa.
hello. I think we're doing it right. So let me pause you real quick. I'm not supposed to push the play button on Facebook because that will give us reverb and echo, correct?
I think that it does go like now. I think we're still on Facebook. It's still showing Facebook up
Okay.
here.
We think
We're
we're on
live.
you, Facebook.
I think it's working.
All right. Sorry.
If not, we'll redo it.
You were doing so good. Go ahead.
That's okay. So we're going to share today a little bit more about Lisa and also about her gift. She just launched her book release and share just a little sneak peek of what she will be sharing with us and teaching us during the Reset and Recharge Retreat. So thank you so much for joining and sharing your expertise. I know you've been in the coaching field, the mindset field for quite a while now, and you've helped so many people with their health and specifically weight loss, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. In some ways, I probably started coaching almost in 2001 because I joined a network marketing company, which, side note, I don't recommend, but it's okay if you're in one and you like it. I'm not mad at you. But a lot of what I was doing with people then really was coaching. Now, I didn't have the kind of training and certifications that I had now, but it really was about teaching, motivating, mentoring, helping women grow their businesses, overcome obstacles, hit their goals. And I remember kind of leaving that with like some open tabs in my brain of like, why could I not get them to the next level? So in 2018, when I launched this business, I still kind of had that question in my mind about like, how do we trip ourselves up? How do we mess ourselves up? How do we get in the way of achieving our goals? And have really done a lot of studying on that. And you're right, primarily I've been applying it to helping women over 40 lose weight. That's really been my specialty, but it's more of a framework of like, how does this, sort of healing goal achievement journey work? How do we do it? Why does it work? So that's really what the book is about and what I plan to teach about in September at the retreat.
Right, there is that saying, right? The way you do one thing gives you insight and the way you do everything. And it's so true whether we apply it to weight loss or like I know you've supported me in my business, whether we apply it to growing our business or our relationships. It's really there everywhere we go, right? And so if we can explore our minds and use our minds as a superpower instead of just something that's working against us, it makes such a big difference. And you do that so well with people.
Yay, thank you. Yeah, absolutely. It's so true. And it's interesting. I was talking to a friend of mine about this the other day, and I said, it is the process because he was talking about like, do you have a process or do you have, I forget what the other term he was talking about. Um, I've lost the other term was, but basically what I have with all my coaching tools and my training is a process and it works on anybody with a human brain, right? Some things are easier for us to change our minds about than others, but the process is the same. Now, from a marketing perspective, I'm probably not going to position myself in an expert in something where I don't have, right? Like I'm not going to be, the expert for like men's prostate issues. Like
that's so funny. I was thinking how to boost your testosterone the natural way.
yeah. Like, if a client comes to me, like I had somebody come to me and she said, I'm familiar with, one of the pieces of training that you have. And I want somebody to hold space for me using that technique and those tools, but I'm interested in exploring having an open relationship. Can you help me? And I was like, ooh, like me personally, I have some thoughts. I don't know that works for the humans, right? Like, full disclosure, my personal opinion is I don't know that this is going to work out for you, but and it's
Let's
not
explore
something
your
that I've
mind, right? Let's
yeah,
explore your
yeah,
mind,
it's
your
not something
emotions, your brain.
that I've done. And so I'm not going to market myself as the expert in that, but the process and the tools are the same because it's really much more about what she thinks about it than it is about what I think about it. And so from that perspective, while I would only really position myself as an expert on something I've done, like losing 50 pounds, like starting and running a successful business, like, some of the money things that I've done, I would only market something that I've done. But the process is very much the way you do one thing is the way you do anything. Those limiting beliefs will show up in different areas of your life and will show up like they're a lot more universal. We all think like I personally suck. And this is why I love the environment of a retreat, because when you start to realize like okay, there's like 8 people in the room who have the same problem as me. Maybe I'm not broken. Maybe
And there's
this is
8 of us
just
here.
yeah, maybe this is just how the human brain works. It's like a glitch, right? Like I just need the new software patch. I'm not broken. There's just like a thought error here that's very common. So it's really good for people to be able to see that.
I love it. That's been so huge in my healing journey. And like you said, like one of the things that are so instrumental about going on a retreat is because you realize, oh, all of those things that I thought were just me, or I've been trying to hide, or forcing to change, or ashamed about, everybody else here has a similar version of their own. And it's really actually not that big of a deal. Like I felt like it was. I'm okay.
Right, right. So, and we can't see too much of you today, but for those of you who know Brittany, she's like perfect physically, right? She's gorgeous.
Oh.
And the fact that you have been kind of coming out publicly saying, like, yo, I have a thing about snacking, especially in front of the TV at night. It's like, oh, okay, if Brittany's doing it, A, I can still be hot and maybe have a problem with snacking. That's good news. I don't have to totally resolve this problem and I can still look like Brittany. But also, right, we're not holding ourselves up as teachers and saying we're perfect. There are some things we have figured out. There are some things we have learned. If we're ahead of you on the path, we're going to share what we've learned, but we're still human. And so if you're human, it's okay, right? We're all figuring it out together.
It's so important. I mean, all of the spiritual leaders that I listen to and follow, they're all still human too, and they're all still have their struggles. And I think that's something that we lose sight of and forget, or think that we're going to someday not be human and not have these issues and attachments and sufferings
Yeah,
or, challenges, but it's all part of the experience. And I find that the more I can embrace that and embrace that in other people, I'm a lot happier and life is a lot more simple.
exactly. Exactly. Let me mess with this a little bit and see if I can put us side by side. I don't know what the
On
people
my
on the
screen, we're
internet.
side by side.
Oh, okay. I don't know
Yeah.
what the people on the
So
internet
you,
are
in
seeing,
your
but I
book,
thought I would try
you
it. Go ahead.
share
Yes.
about you share about your ACE methodology. I know that you've done a lot to develop that technique. Can you share like a story of a client that you've worked with, you've taken through this journey?
Yeah, yeah. I have two good examples from the weight loss arena. One is a mutual friend of ours who technically wasn't even a client, Catherine McCord, who's here local for those of you that are in the Treasure Coast.
Hi, friend.
She and I were just hanging out, and she was listening to me kind of talk about what I teach, how I help clients. And she realized, oh, some of what you're teaching is similar to some things I've mastered in other areas of my life. And so she just applied kind of what I had told her plus what she already knew how to do. We're back to the snacking. She had a habit of, it was pandemic related, that when she started working from home to get from the main part of the house to her office, she had to go via the kitchen. And every time she went through the kitchen, she got a snack. And then,
The
we know
snack
what
got
that
her.
does.
We know how that
Yes.
goes.
Yes. Pandemic snacks
The
got a
snack's
lot
like,
of
I'm
us.
here, I'll get you.
Exactly. And so she kind of realized, like, oh, this is what's happening, this is what I'm doing. So that combination of skills she already had plus techniques that we had talked about, she was able to lose 2 sizes and cut way back on that snacking. But again, we're not talking about starvation, deprivation, just kind of changing the habits. So that's a really good one. Another great local story is Debbie. And the last time I talked to her, she was down 65 pounds. We only
Oh,
worked
wow.
together for about 6 sessions. And I still am kind of like, I wasn't finished. Come back. I have more to teach you.
I can teach you a lot, right? You
Right,
do so much
exactly.
to
But
share.
sometimes, and it's different for different people. So back to that, that methodology, it's an iterative process. And sometimes people just need a little nudge. They just need a little tweak and then they're off to the races. They're like, "Oh, I've got it." Sometimes there's more to clear, more to get out of the way. But for her, I think we met about 6 times. She was just off to the races. She also had a local friend, I think 2 friends locally that were supporting her. So that, of course, makes it easier. So, yeah, she's down 65 pounds. And I have a ton of other testimonials on my YouTube channel as well. I try to get everybody who is willing to talk to their about their experience to come on. So, even some people that have only lost a couple of pounds just still talked about how much they got out of learning the methodology,
It's good
how the
because then you
results
can
showed up in
apply it
other
to
areas.
your relationships. You can apply it to work. You can apply it to another goal. You want to work on your garage. I'm thinking about I need to clean up my garage.
Us
You
too.
can use that. Okay, this is a process that I can apply to get things done, create the life that I
Yeah.
want.
Yeah. Like, okay, I'm aware there's a problem in the garage. And then, if you have some resistance to that, some awareness into what's getting in the way. Do I think it's going to be too big of a project and I don't even want to start? Am I anticipating fighting with my husband because it's mostly his crap?
Would I
Right? Like,
rather be fill in the blank?
yeah, exactly. Like, what am I anticipating? What's getting in the way? And then starting to challenge some of that thinking, like, okay, maybe most of it is his stuff, but could you start with your stuff? Are you sure that when you ask him to clean up his stuff that it's going to turn into a fight? Maybe he'll actually, has been feeling bad about it himself and wants to do it. Unlikely if your husband is like my husband, but possible.
You actually brought it up today. I was like, all right, I'm good if you're good. We can do
Yeah, but at least, right, again, getting an awareness of why am I resisting this? Why do I not want to do this? What do I think is going to happen? How much of that is real versus
right.
imaginary?
It's like I'm not gonna die, and the more I can prove that I'm not gonna die or be in like a huge detriment from cleaning up the garage, I might actually get out there and make it happen. I
Exactly,
will. I will
exactly.
get
So
out.
yeah, yeah. So challenging some of those false beliefs of like, it's just, why even start? It's too big. I'll never finish. Like, okay, but would it look better if you cleaned out like this one little area?
And then
Yeah.
you think about like what's on the other side of that, right? Like all of the things that we want to create, whether it's weight loss, whether it's increasing our income or improving our relationship or cleaning out our garage, there's all that mental drama that happens thinking about it. And then like through your methodology, it's like we get to actually grow through that. And then on the other side, like I'm just thinking, I feel so good when the house is clean and organized. Like it genuinely like I feel like I have more space in my mind and my heart. Like, it feels so good in here.
Yes, yes. And starting to get into some of that energy, right? Because
Yes.
a lot of us, and I have total respect for therapists. I am not a therapist. Do not come at me, therapists. I find you intimidating and scary. We love you, we respect you. And sometimes there are people that have done a lot of mental work, right? They're thinking about it in a good way. They've cleaned up their brain. But if the energy of that is still in the body, or to get more woo woo, right? If it's still in the field, then sometimes, even once we've done the therapy, we've gotten our mind right. If it's still living in the body, in the energy field, in the nervous system, it can still be affecting us. So, doing that energetic work too of allowing the feelings, clearing the feelings, processing the feelings, doing energy work, energy clearing for those who are open to that it just adds another dimension to, like, yes, the mental work I think is first and foremost, but there can be kind of residue
Right, because we're these holistic
behind.
beings, right? We're mental, emotional, spiritual, relational, energetic. Like there's so many different components to what we're our life experience. And so it is really cool that
Absolutely.
you also have that available, that energetic component to
Yeah,
support because we're energetic beings. There's no way around that.
exactly. And there are certainly things, like I said, where we need to get our mind right, we need to
Of
process it.
course.
But there are sometimes things where, again, if that work has been done, or sometimes we don't even need to go into it. Like I muscle test things a lot with clients and on my own. And sometimes I will ask, like, do we need to know more about this in order to clear it? Especially if it's going to get a little woo woo warning for all my left brain logical analytical people. But I do believe sometimes ancestral things come through, past life things come through. But for most clients, especially when you're starting out, like we've got enough in our childhood that'll keep us busy, for 4 months of sessions at least. But for people, again, that have done a lot of work and they're like, I don't understand, I've cleaned everything up in my mind. If there's ancestral patterns, if there's past life patterns, if the energy is still in your body, in your field, then sometimes clearing that can make big shifts for people where it doesn't even make sense to the logical
On a
mind. They're like,
logical level. Yeah.
yeah, they're like, I don't know what happened, but I think I'm fixed. Like, oh, okay. Kind of a problem for my business, but I guess I'll give a good
Like,
testimonial.
right? Yes, yes.
Right?
So
There's, yeah, go
So,
ahead.
how do people find you, and how do they also find your book? I can't wait to read mine. I got my signed copy last night.
Yay. The easiest way to find me on the internet is just my website, lisaduke.net. And I have from there, just like a tab to get to the book. Or if you're on Amazon already, you can just search for me. You can search for the book is How to Get What You
I
Most
I
Desire.
love the cover too. Jorge picked it up and he was like, "Oh, look at those legs. He looks really cute here." I was like, "Isn't she so cute?" I was like, "I gotta tell her that."
Yay. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yes.
awesome. Okay,
the,
and yeah,
the little saucy
everybody.
alligator there. So yes, Amazon, my website, or of course, if you're seeing this on Facebook, Instagram, I'm at Lisa Duke STS. And that goes back to the other business,
Oh yeah, and
Simplifying Coaches.
we'll share all of those links
Perfect.
too. And then tell us how you work with clients.
So I do have a one-on-one coaching package that is 4 months, and right now it is priced at $3,000, which I know is too much for some people, and that's okay. I have two things coming up that are going to be exciting for the oh my God, it's too much people. One is completely free. My birthday week, I'm turning 50 on April 22nd. So that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm going to come on. We're going to do an hour-long Zoom event for the audience, super interactive. You and I talked about some of the stuff that's going to be included in that. So that's a great way to access my work for free. And then during that, the people that attend that will get the first crack at a new group offer that's going to be available. It's going to be running in May and June. I've never launched anything like that before, but it's going to be much more affordable than the $3,000 private one-on-one. And like we were talking about with the retreats, sometimes that group can have its
This
own
group container is
power.
so powerful. It
Yeah.
really is.
So I love one-on-one, but I love a good group
I know,
too.
I'm the same way. I love
Yeah.
both.
And
Like
then,
I love working one-on-one with people and having my own one-on-one coach. And it's also so great to be part of a group as well.
exactly. And then most importantly, part of what we came on today to talk about is I will be available at your retreat.
Yes, to
So
Lisa will.
tell the people about the retreat.
Well, thank you. Yes. So the reset and recharge retreat is really so much about taking care of yourself, doing that deep inner healing work, resetting your mind, your body, your metabolism, in a very beautiful place with awesome people and having a lot of fun. So it's not just all serious business and doing the healing work, although that's a big component of it. It's also just really a lot of fun. You get to experience the Mayan culture. We have access to amazing healers, teachers who have so much to offer. And it's really, we always have such a great group. We have people who've been on retreat with us. Some of them will be their fourth time. And it's just, it really is such a beautiful opportunity to grow and to heal and to thrive, right? It's going on a vacation and then some. So I think that for people who are considering, well, I'm interested in a retreat, it's like, what are you working on? What do you want to work on in your life? And knowing that this is such a conducive environment and foundation to make that happen. So then when you go home, you have tools, you have resources, you have a community to support you in having the life that you really want. Because in our day to day, in our status quo, or even just going on vacation, it's like can be so hard to get out of our own way or to create the change that we really want. It's like we want to have it, we want to create change in our life, but we have no idea really how to do it. And we just keep getting in a cycle. So a retreat is a really great way to get what you want in life and have that foundation. You get clear on a lot of things too.
Yeah, yeah. And for those who know me, but maybe don't know Brittany or have not yet had the opportunity to go on one of her retreats, I'm definitely a testimonial. I think it was November of 2021. I was in like a funk and I specifically had an intention to work on a specific issue. Went to Brittany's retreat, and not only did it resolve that issue, but it just moved me forward in a lot of different ways. I had a wonderful experience, a wonderful time. So that one was in Costa Rica. This one will be in Guatemala. I have not been to this site, but check out, if you're watching this and you're curious about that, check out Brittany's YouTube channel. It's Holistic Nurse Coaches. Is that right?
Yeah, and I can share the
Yeah.
link for that too. You've been to Lake
Perfect.
Agawam before, right?
I have been. Now, it was a long time ago.
It
I
really
think you
is.
were
It is
born, but
such
you were not a
a
grown up.
it's such a
So,
special place. It truly and it's so like quiet where we are. Like if you watch the YouTube video, you're like, oh, you really have that whole side of the mountain to yourself. That lake access is like
yeah,
yours right
that's
there.
what I was going to recommend. If somebody's intrigued, but you're like, Guatemala, I can't even really, like, is it safe? I can't visualize it. Look at the video on Brittany's YouTube channel. It's a gorgeous, like, views from every room, down the hillside, out over the lake. The volcano is on the other side of the lake. It's a gorgeous spot. It's a beautiful facility. Everything like clean. There are toilets.
The
You will be
weather's
fine.
amazing. The weather is warm in the day, chilly at night.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm
The
sure I
road to
haven't
get there is
been,
fine.
but I'm sure plenty of the staff speak English, correct?
Yes, they do.
Yes. Yes. And your husband is a native Spanish
Trilingual,
speaker.
yeah, so nobody
So
has to
he's
worry about any
available.
of that.
I do like rusty tourist Spanish. So if you and I, somebody watching this, we're together, I can get you a taxi and a bathroom and a beer. And really, that's all
Probably even a
it costs.
glass of water, bottle of water, coffee.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we will take very good care of you. You will be safe. You will have a wonderful time. So if anybody is watching this and you're like, I just need like a jump start, I need something to get me out of my rut. A lot of my audience, kids are going off to college. There is an opportunity to put ourselves back on our to-do list. And this would be a great way to like put a stake. I know our friend Arlene, one of the things that she was working on at the retreat that I was at was like no momming, right? Because she
Right,
was
like you've
like
been in mom
wiping the
role for
counter,
20
like,
plus years,
yeah,
how you know, until your
like
kids get out
picking
of
up
the
other
house. Like,
people's
what am I gonna
debris, like
do?
no momming. You're on a retreat. We're not your
You
children.
do
Like
you.
relax. Yeah, yeah. So it can be a really good way to kind of come back to like, oh yeah, I forgot. I'm an actual person, not just a semi-retired mom.
Yeah, and what do I want? What do I like? Like, how do I want to spend the rest of my time and,
Yeah.
live this precious life that we have?
I think we lost Brittany, but if I am
Oh,
still
I'm
on,
still here. You
hopefully we've
can't see.
sold you on it.
Oh no, you did lose
It
me.
has, oh, you checked
I'm
out for a
back.
minute.
I was like, no, I'm still here.
I was
Yes.
like doing filler, but you have 4 spots available, correct?
Actually, we have five. We have 5 spots. No singles anymore. Singles are sold out. Single occupancy sold out, but we do have
Oh, I
five
think the
shared
problem is on
spots.
my end. So, Facebook, if you are still there, I think the problem is on my end. It said my internet is
Oh,
unstable. So,
unstable. Okay.
sorry. Too many people are home and like downloading pictures of their grandkids off the internet or something. But, but yes, you said 5 spots available. It would be a roommate
Yes, but you have
situation.
your own bed. There's a bathroom in the room. Like it's comfortable. You're not right
Yes.
on top of each other. It's
Yes.
very comfortable. So we do have those 5 spots left. And if anybody listening to this hears this by April 15th and registers, we have a very special gift for you. So please reach out to us with questions. We're going to put all the links, Lisa's website, how to access her book, information about the retreat. And of course, if you have any questions, please contact us, reach out. Awesome. And I look forward to your birthday week celebration.
Yes. Oh,
And I'll
yeah.
have
Yeah.
to
That
share with
too. So,
everybody.
retreat, birthday week celebration. If you, I already mentioned my website, lisaduke.net. There is a tab for the book, there's a tab for events. All the information about my birthday is on there. I also have like a free EFT tapping training video. We didn't talk about that all today, but if you lisaduke.net/EFT, so that's Echo Foxtrot Tango, or emotional freedom techniques. lisaduke.net/EFT will get you that free training video, which is like a warm up for the April event and for the retreat. And then you will get on my email list and I will blast you with information about the event in April between now and then.
You
So
share lots of good information. Awesome. Well, thank you everybody. We'll put that all those links in the information so you have direct access to them.
perfect. All right.
Bye.
I'm going to stop this and we're going to see what happens. Dun, dun,
You should,
dun.
yeah, I should go.
Stop live stream. All right. Bye, internet peoples.